Hey y'all, welcome back to Crochet with MeMiMade. Thank y'all for tuning into this tutorial. It's almost February, which means Valentine's Day. So let's do a cute pink two-tone beanie. Okay, so you're going to need your yarn. You could do pink like me. I'm using Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. You're going to need scissors, a 5.0 millimeter hook, tapestry needle, and measuring tape. Make sure whatever color you want at the top is the color you start with. And we're just going to do our slip knot. And then we're going to chain 26. And again, I wanted my fuchsia or my dark pink at the top, so I'm starting with my dark pink. Okay, now we're coming up to our 26 chains. Now we're going to prep for our color change. So this is the color that will be at the bottom of my hat. I'm just going to take that light pink, create a slip knot, and I'm going to attach it to this. So you're just going to insert your hook into that loop, and you're going to tuck that dark pink yarn or whichever color you're starting with. Make sure it's tight, and you're going to pull that loop directly through. Okay, then you're going to tug on that other yarn, which you started with again, to make it tight. Now you're going to chain 26 once again in this color. Okay, y'all, and this is what it should look like after you've chained those 26 chains with your next color, and you'll have 52 stitches total. Now what you're going to do is chain 2 more times. So you're going to do 2 more chains, and then you're going to do a half double crochet in the third chain from the hook. To do a half double crochet, you'll wrap the yarn around your hook, insert it into that stitch, pull up 1 loop, wrap your yarn around the hook, pull through all 3 loops. You'll continue doing half double crochets in every stitch up until we get to our color change. Okay, and now we have our last stitch. Make sure you're not skipping that stitch. Put that half double crochet in. A big way to tell if you're not skipping a stitch is to make sure you have those 26 half double crochets. Okay, now we're going to prepare for our color change. So we're going to drop that light pink yarn. We're just going to pull it back so that we could pull our dark pink yarn back up. And we're going to wrap that yarn around our hook and pull that through the loop. Then you'll give that light pink yarn a tug, and we're going to continue doing half double crochets. But this time we're going to do 21 half double crochets, leaving us with 5 stitches left. So count 21 half double crochets, and you should have 5 chain stitches left, and I'll meet y'all there. Okay, now we are at those 5 stitches, and we're going to be doing 5 single crochets. So to do a single crochet, you're going to insert your hook, pull up a loop, wrap your yarn around, pull through 2. And you'll do that for the last 5 stitches. Okay, y'all, and this is how your first row should look. She's beautiful, she's two-tone, and she's ready for the next row. So what we're going to do is just chain 1, turn our work, and this should probably is familiar to a lot of crocheters. We're just going to be working in the back loops only for the remainder of our project. And I'll insert my hook into the back loop to show you what I mean by the back loop only. So once you have that, you're going to do those 5 single crochets. Now you're going to do half double crochets for the remaining 21 stitches. I'll meet y'all at the point for our color change to show y'all once again how we switch it. Okay, and now we're coming up on that last stitch. Make sure we don't skip it. Putting that half double crochet in the last stitch of the row for that color. Now we're just going to tuck that dark pink back and pull up our light pink as we did before. We're going to wrap that around, pull that through, tug on that other color just so it's tight. Then for this, you may have to turn your work facing you so that you could see that back loop in your project, okay? Make sure you're turning your project facing you so you can see that back loop. And then y'all, as normal, we'll just continue with our half double crochets down the row. Okay, and now we have our second row complete, and this is what it should look like, y'all. So cute. This hat makes me so excited. Okay, now you're just going to chain one, turn your work. I'm going to show y'all one more row just so you're familiar and comfortable with those color changes. For this, you're just going to do your 26 half double crochets as normal, and I'll meet y'all back at our dark pink. Okay, now we're going to pull back our light pink, pull up our dark pink, and do the same thing. We're just going to grab that yarn, pull up a loop, pull that light pink yarn to tighten, and we're going to continue with our 21 half double crochets, making sure we're turning that work to see that back loop like shown. And we're just going to do our 21 half double crochets and then our 5 single crochets, and I'll meet y'all at the end of the row. Okay, y'all, and this is what row 3 should look like. Nice quality stitches, two-tone beauty. Now for the remainder of the hat, you'll just continue the same pattern. You're going to chain one, do those 5 single crochets, 21 half double crochets, switch your yarn, 26 half double crochets, and then for row 5, you'll do the chain one, turn your work, 26 half double crochets, switch your colors, 21 half double crochets, and 5 single crochets, and so on. You're going to do this until you get to the circumference of your head size. I did a total of 46 rows to achieve a stretch to about 23 inches. Okay, and once you finish, I'll meet y'all to close it. Okay, y'all, and this is what mine ended up looking like. I love this. This is so beautiful. Okay, so it's nice and stretchy. This is where you could take your measuring tape and make sure that it stretches to where you want. Can y'all believe I lost my measuring tape in a matter of a few seconds? I put it somewhere and I tried to find it for the video, but I didn't want to hold it up. So let's close the hat. So in order to do so, you're just going to find the side that you want to be the inside and the outside. So here you'll just see me kind of doing a flip to see which side I want to be the inside. And I end up flipping it. Okay. And now we're going to close it up with our seam. So you're going to insert your hook and you're going to chain one. You're going to grab the other side, insert your hook into that very first stitch, pull your yarn through that first loop, pull it through the second loop to do your first slip stitch. Now for the remainder of the seam, you're going to just go in every stitch from bottom to top doing slip stitches. So you'll just make sure that you're aligned. A quick trick you could do are stitch markers. You could attach them to your project just so that you're staying aligned, or you can just simply count your stitches because it is the same number of stitches on each side. So you'll continue to do your slip stitches in light pink, and then I will meet y'all to switch to dark pink. Okay, and I zoomed in for the last and final slip stitch with our light pink. And then I'm going to show y'all how to switch, which is super easy. You're just going to grab that pink yarn, just like we did before, pull it through that loop, and then you're going to take and insert your hook into both sides, just like we did the light pink side. Pull through that first stitch, pull through that second loop, and then you'll continue the slip stitches as normal, y'all, all the way up until you get to the end. There's no difference at the top. Just make sure that you're counting your stitches or even using those stitch markers to make sure you're staying aligned, okay? And I'll see y'all at the tippy top. Okay, and I'm coming up on that last slip stitch, and this is what it should look like. Okay, now we're just going to take our scissors and cut the yarn. Just make sure you have a tail long enough to weave in. Then we're just going to insert our hook back into that loop and chain one and pull on that yarn tightly to secure it. And now for our light color yarn, you're just going to, this is pretty secure, but to add a little extra security, what you'll do is cut the yarn, because we're going to have to weave this in as well. But before you do that, you're going to take your hook, put it into that stitch that's closest to where that yarn is coming out of the hat. I was struggling a little bit, y'all. Hold on, let me fast forward. Okay, once your hook is in there, you're going to then test where you want to cut your yarn to weave it in. Then you're going to also pull that loop through, chain one, and tug on it tightly, as tightly as you can, just to secure it. And then you're actually just going to weave in that tail. Okay, I went and did mine off camera really quickly. If anyone needs a tutorial on weaving in tails, let me know. But we are going to close the top of our hat. Okay, and now you're just going to take the color yarn that you started with, as well as your tapestry needle, and you're going to pull that yarn through the tapestry needle. Make sure that this is long as you need it to be. You'd rather be longer than short, because you could always cut at the end, right? But once you are comfortable with how long it is, just to make sure it'll be able to go around the top of the hat, you'll cut it. And now we're going to create a knot. Okay, and after you've created that first knot, we're going to take and create a second knot, just so that it's secure and not slipping through our stitches. Okay, and now we're just going to take our hat. Make sure that it's still turned inside out, y'all. Make sure that your seam is still on this side. So now you're just going to take and start from where your seam ends, and you're going to go front, back, just inserting that tapestry needle back and forth throughout the top of the hat, okay? Then you're just going to pull, and you're going to continue to do this around. You're just going to go front and then back, like shown, throughout the entirety of the top of the hat. Okay, I won't talk on this part. I'll just show y'all. Because I feel like sometimes I just talk so much and y'all get the gist of it. So I'll just meet y'all once we get to the next part. Okay, and once you've made it all the way around, my work still has a bit of a hole showing. So what I'm going to do is take my tapestry needle and go back around again. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just go back in the direction of a circle at the tippy top, going back and forth, or just going straight through, pulling that yarn through so that you're able to close up the hole. And you're going to do this all the way around the hat until you meet up where you started. Okay, and once I get back to where I started, I just continue to go around, y'all. I just keep going until my hole is closed at that top. I just keep checking to make sure I don't see any peaks, but once it's all the way closed, then I'm finished, but I'll just go around in the same direction. Okay, y'all, and I'm all finished, so I'm just going to take a peek at what it looks like, and it's looking good. It's looking good. Feel free to continue if you still see those peaks, but I'm just going to turn it back inside out, and I'm going to just insert my tapestry needle back in any stitch. Doesn't matter at this point, you just want to close it up, and I'm going to pull that through the loop this time to create a knot to secure it. And then I'm going to do another knot to double secure it. Just pulling that back through any stitch, pulling that tapestry needle back through, pulling it through that loop, and pulling tightly to create that knot. Okay, now we're just going to grab our scissors and cut a long enough tassel to weave in. Okay, and then you're just going to weave in these tassels. I think one of mine actually got stuck as I was weaving around. But you're going to weave in all your tassels, and then once you do that, you'll flip it inside out, and voila, this is what it should look like. Now let's make it pretty. And why I actually love this hat is because I can cuff it once or twice. So this is cuff once. So pretty, oh my gosh. And now we're actually going to uncuff it and cuff it twice. So you'll just start at the bottom and you'll do one, and then you'll do another to cover up your half and half. So this is twice. I don't know, like, it's just different to me, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Both ways are super pretty. I thank y'all again for watching. Thank y'all so much for tuning into this one. Let me see y'all creations. Let's connect. I want to know if y'all did this color, if y'all did any other colors. Maybe like a red, a cream, and pink would be cute too. I'll see y'all next Thursday. We are doing a series, y'all, called Tutorial Thursday. So I'll see y'all then. Stay warm.